welcome to Stay at Home Sunday. I am WLWT meteorologist Randy Rico. We've got all the Graeter's families lined up for you today, and everyone's going to be making their favorite ice cream sundae. Hello, Facebook. Thanks for joining us today. Everybody say hey. We're going to go through so everybody can introduce who their quarantine ice cream crew is. Let's start with Richard. Who do you have with you in your kitchen?
Hello, I have my wife Nancy and my daughter Kate.
Hi. Hey guys, what about Chip? You've got a big crew there.
I do. Hi everyone. I've got my lovely wife Debbie, my middle son Ted, my youngest Grant. We've got our Aunt Kathy, who we're always quarantined with. And a shout out to our son, who's hopefully watching in Washington D.C.
Luke and Emily.
Luke and Emily.
Cool. You can just refer to that. Pretend the bear is Luke and Emily, so that'll work out well.
That's Luke and Emily. Exactly.
All right, Bob, how you doing, man?
Hey Randy, Bob Graeter here. My kids are distant. We're empty nesters, and my wife is too shy to come on. So I'm doing.
I've got extra she can borrow. Quinn, you want to say hi? Oh, she doesn't want to say hi now. She just ran away. 2 seconds ago, they were like on top of me, and now that we're live, the children. As soon as the ice cream comes out, they'll come back. They'll come back eventually, I'm sure. Oh, she goes, I'm just here to eat the ice cream, Mom. I don't want to actually make it, which is totally okay, right? That's what we're all here for. All right, so, Sunday Fun Day is a thing. And obviously Sunday Fun Days probably have looked a little different for everybody over the last month or so. But it's always a good day for ice cream. So let's talk about some of your favorite ice cream sundaes. I mean, you guys have generations of experience in creating all of these wonderful sundaes. So let's start out with Richard. Tell us more about what you're making today and why this one is what you decided to share with everybody today.
Well, my sundae is going to be kind of an experiment, but my favorite sundae would be, I'm a pretty basic guy. I like plain vanilla ice cream with our bittersweet topping, and that is my favorite sundae, but that is so basic and simple. I thought I had to do something a little more exciting. So I saw this recipe on Facebook. It is a 3-ingredient creme brulee, and it's made the article by David Klein and Chowhound. And I make a creme brulee once a year, and it's kind of a tedious thing. You got to scrape out the vanilla beans, and we make it at Christmas time. And I saw this. It's a hack for using vanilla ice cream and 1 egg yolk to make a creme brulee. And I thought, man, if that really works, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. And so that's what I'm gonna make.
Have you tried this at all? Is this the first attempt?
I made the first step earlier today, so because it would take about 40 minutes to bake in the oven. So like a cooking show, I've kind of got it staged. So creme brulee, what really makes a great creme brulee is the real vanilla in it. And our vanilla ice cream is made with real Madagascar bourbon vanilla, both the extract and the vanilla bean. And the vanilla bean is what makes, obviously, an amazing vanilla. And the other thing about this recipe, if you're making creme brulee, it's a cream is the basic ingredient, cream and egg yolks. Well, our ice cream, of course, has an egg custard base, so it's already got some of that in there. And the other thing is our ice cream, there's no air whipped into it, so you're getting the real deal here. So it's basically, you take maybe about 1 scoop, and I have a scale here to weigh it out. It's about 100
way too fancy. Grams. That's like an extra tool.
Yeah.
What's that?
You have a whole scale? Like that's super fancy.
Yeah, well, I didn't turn it on.
Man, this
And you take that and you put it in your microwave, which we pretend we already did.
TV magic.
30 to 45 seconds, and you get, and I just do these little ramekins, and you get your melted Graeter's ice cream.
My son did that last week. He was all excited. He made home-baked cookies. He goes, it'd be better than milk? Melted ice cream. So we did that last week. And we're like, well, yeah, melted ice cream is obviously better than milk. So I'm glad that it's part of it.
All the good stuff already in there. Yeah. And then you just take one egg yolk, which I already separated. So we'll blop that in there.
Yes!
And then you kind of stir it up.
And this is for this. What is this for again? Mommy.
Mix it all together. And you'll get this.
So what?
If I can show it to you a little bit. It's basically just
Looks like
the raw stuff.
looks like creme brulee.
And then you put it in a pan. Let me put my a little bit more. You have a little boiling water, and you pour that on the outside, and that protects it in the oven.
Wow.
Then you put the whole thing in the oven at 325 for about 40 minutes. And you can keep your eye on it. You want it to get to be about 165, 170 degrees. You can use an instant read thermometer to check that, but about 40 minutes does it just right. When it comes out, it looks like this. And you want to let that cool and refrigerate it. And then when it comes out, you want to do the top. And the recipe said you can melt sugar in a skillet and pour it on, but I like
Fire.
to do it.
Use fire, Richard. You can do it.
Take some raw sugar and you can sprinkle it on the top. And you could use brown sugar or anything. This is just raw cane sugar. Then you get your torch,
Yes.
which makes, fun in the kitchen with flame. Now, I have a soapstone countertop, and it can be, you can put your torch right on it, it won't hurt it. So I would not recommend doing this at home unless you can do it over your, not on your countertop unless you have granite or something. And I did one before.
I tried that was for Michael one time.
And when it turns out, it'll look like this. And creme brulee literally means burnt cream. And so that top crispy layer, it's like, then you break it up.
Oh.
And there's your creme brulee.
Over a little.
Oh, I want to take
Right?
it.
Hold on, let's get it.
That's your fancy dessert. Oh, here's my daughter's gonna try it. You'll see.
I was going to say, you have to have the taste tester. Zoom in on her face so we can get the real reaction.
Yes, exactly.
We can't, yeah.
She actually was very stoic while you were wielding fire, so I'm very proud of the ladies in your house there.
Here,
None
we-
of them
we
screamed
can
the right
zoom
away.
It tastes pretty similar to the one that we have at Christmas, actually.
The one made from scratch.
It tastes pretty spot on.
All right, spot on. How about that?
Yay,
Hi,
good
Brittany.
job.
Nice, nicely done.
So
Very nice.
that is, I have to give my credit for this idea to Chowhound and David Klein, but I thought, you know what? If that works, now I would not, you have to be careful. You can't use just regular fluffy vanilla ice cream. Most ice cream is 50% air and it wouldn't work, or it wouldn't have real vanilla in it. So I think it's a way to take something basic and make it really extraordinary. So
Well, I love that you're like, well, I just like vanilla with bittersweet chocolate. And then you went ahead and went completely to the opposite corner there. I like something that takes 34 seconds to make, but here's something that will take a couple hours of your day. I like it.
well,
A lot of people are baking right now, right, Mandy? So
But
they
it's
might
only
want to
two
take a little
ingredients.
longer, right?
one
Well,
pint of ice cream and one egg yolk.
No, technically you have the
So
I feel
one
like
pint-
everybody's been scrolling the internet to find recipes. I've made stuff that I would never, ever think about making just because I happen to have time and willing test subjects like this one right here.
Nice.
So,
Nice. That's great.
So this will make 4 creme brulees. One pint will make 4 creme brulees. So
awesome.
Can we do it in like a regular casserole, huh? Oh,
I'm
Mandy
sorry?
says, could you do the whole thing and then put it in like a smaller casserole dish or something instead
Well,
of ramekins? I don't
for
like
my
ramekins.
Christmas creme brulee, that's how I serve it, family style. Make one big, I got, I think 18 eggs that I got to take one at a time. And these are individual servings. So
Personal size.
you could do it that way as well.
I like it. All right, let's head over to Chip's house where all the action is.
Okay.
Okay, so Kathy, you want to go first?
No, Chip, you go ahead.
All right, who wants me to go first? All right, I picked a Sunday that we've done for the famous people of the world. I call this our South Beach Bobby Flay Sunday because Rich and I have been there and used this Sunday before. We've been to New York and served it there, and it's just a fun kind of decadent Sunday. We take one of a nice plain cake donut. Thankfully, Graeter's makes plain cake donuts. So you take a plain cake donut and then you toast it under the broiler. And then I like to use our salted caramel ice cream, which I got right here. You put a big scoop of that right on top of that salted on that donut. And then I take Gus, our dog, is approving of that. And then I like to take a little caramel drizzle and drizzle a little bit of caramel on there.
Our butterscotch.
Our butterscotch, yeah, or caramel, either one.
Or caramel. But
Yeah.
Graeter's butterscotch is.
And then we take a little whipped cream and like that. And then I toasted some pecan halves and salted them a little bit, and throw a few of those on top. And then and so you have a donut on the bottom with a little butterscotch, salted caramel ice cream, and a little whipped cream and some pecans. So yeah,
That looks
so there you go.
wonderful. Is that a breakfast sundae? Can we potentially parlay this into breakfast, lunch, and dinner sundaes?
100%.
This is the dinner Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
my kids have been asking
there you
for
go.
dessert every day during this thing. Well, I finished my breakfast. Do I get dessert now?
definitely
So there we go.
yeah.
Donuts.
It's like lunch,
Lunch dessert is their favorite. That is true. They do
Yeah, I like
lunch
that.
dessert than breakfast dessert.
I
But
like the
no,
pecan.
should the
Mm.
do you warm up the donut or is the donut like room temperature?
I put the donut, I cut them in half, and I put the donut under the broiler for 5-7 minutes, and it kind of toasted it, so it kind of gives that a little bit more crunchy, little crunch to the whole sundae, and then a nice
Hey, Randy,
foundation.
when we made it in Florida, we used a toaster oven too. So if people just have a toaster oven, a half of a donut, put them both under the toaster oven and just do it a little bit, and it just makes it perfect too. So if you don't want to do it in an oven, if you want to do it with your kids, you can just use the toaster oven.
Yeah, it works great. It's super good. It's very decadent. But and then Kathy has this is one of our best sundaes. Come on up here. You get in here and here's your scooper.
Well, it starts with having to spend an hour polishing your silver, your mother's silver that's been sitting
This
in
has
the
been in
cabinet
the
for
family for many
35
generations.
years, okay? But ice cream really tastes so much better out of a silver dish. I mean, it does. People think that I'm being pretentious and stuff like that, but it melts it and all that stuff. It truly, I'm serious.
It keeps the kids busy for an hour. Hey, go polish the silver and then you'll get
Right,
sundae.
right. And Kathy, do we used to serve it in the stores out of silver? We used to have silver dishes in our store. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we take a nice round scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Mhm.
Don't have to have it too big. And we'll put that back over here. And then, like I say, I just almost like just the ice cream by itself. But seeing it as a sundae, we had to, make up a sundae.
So is this your favorite topping?
It's so good.
It's so good.
Our
she said.
strawberry topping. It's
Oh,
really fresh
okay.
strawberries, and it really, really is.
Jeff, do you want to put that in front of
It's actually
Yeah.
it's kind of better than just like actually spiced strawberry. It's more sweetness to it, so it's delicious. I'm just gonna put a spoonful on top of it. Maybe a little bit more, just a little bit more. And no, I'm not going to use any whipped cream because it's just
Perfect the way it is.
It's just right like it is. And I could use pecans, but I'm not going to. And that's it. Simple.
That's it. Let's show that. Oh, here we go. We have a strawberry with vanilla ice cream. Very
And
nice.
Perfect.
And also, I just spent polishing last night and all that stuff. And Deb, you want to try it? See if it makes a difference.
You're gonna try it.
I don't ever eat with real spoons, so I give this a try, especially Graeter's. You might notice, like spoons back in those days, they were made smaller. They're that's not as big. See? Oh my gosh, I love this.
Way better. It's way better, she says. All right.
Yummy. Thank you.
Oh, that's fun.
Thank you for letting me share with you all.
That looks like something then for Mother's Day. You get out the fancy dishes, you get out the fancy silver, and then cheers.
Adding a cookie to the top now.
Wait, what?
Kathy,
There's an additional
hey,
cookie?
Kathy is famous for making us slice and bake cookies for every holiday, no matter what. The major holidays, the minor holidays, And so we didn't get to enjoy our company we always get together for Easter. And so she brought them today for Easter. So.
Yes.
Bob's turn.
I think Randy's serving up some ice cream.
Oh, the kids got a little anxious. They're like, so what about
Yeah.
ours? So I'm making almost a version of what Kathy did, but mine's kind of a quarantine version of a sundae. The stuff I have in this fridge right behind me. So I've got your vanilla bean ice cream, Madagascar vanilla. It's got to be in a helmet because my kids don't accept sundaes unless they're actually in a helmet, right? That's
Exactly.
Bigger cup, though.
unless it's a bigger cup, right? She'll go for a bigger one today. That's fine. But I have some black and blueberry jam that I was gonna put on top of this one. I don't have a spoon for it somewhere. Oh, I have a spoon on. But I had some leftover jam from some biscuits last weekend. Boom.
Nice.
And the last of the blueberries. Oh, she doesn't want to use blueberries. A couple
That is
something?
classic.
Like
That
a
is
couple
classic.
of blueberries. You can have the rest of them, I swear. Boom. Okay, so this one's mine. I'll add whipped cream, but I just wanted to use like the leftover blueberry
Can I
blackberry.
try?
Oh, are you my official? Here, Austin hasn't been on here yet. He wants to say hello.
No. I
You just want to eat?
have.
Okay. He's just gonna steal the sundaes and leave, apparently. So eat and run from Austin. All right, I was gonna make you a
Wait for that
s'mores
moment.
burger. Yes. Okay. Let's head over to what's up, Bob make his, and I'll whip up Quinn's here. So let's head over to Bob. Bob, what are you making for us today?
All right, thanks, Randy. I'm going to make a shut-in sundae that's guaranteed to raise your spirits. So it's using a little bit of spirit to
Yes.
version of
Approved.
a classic sundae.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start with a scoop of Graeter's
Yes, I need all.
vanilla bean ice cream in a nice dish for the occasion.
Mhm.
And then I have prepared some special cherries. These are Amarena cherries, and
Ooh.
that's a sour Italian cherry in a heavy syrup. And I've drained them a little bit, taken the syrup out, and spiked them with a good portion of cognac. Of really California, well, it's brandy made like cognac. So that gives it a very luxurious taste, and you just put a little bit on top of your ice cream, however much you like, how much syrup you like, and how much strength you like.
Keep
I
it
was gonna
going.
say, are you
Keep
just
it
gonna
going.
drink the rest of
Yeah.
the
Sunday.
Bob?
So can you see that?
How long do you soak your cherries?
You don't have to soak them very long, a couple of days, but these have been soaking for a couple of months, so they're still good.
Wow. Hello.
So the alcohol preserves them and makes them very good. So that's one way to do it. You can do it this way, or if you really want to get exotic, you can do a fancy layered sundae. Put a few cherries in the bottom, and then dip ice cream on top. Here, let's see. Well, then you can put maybe another layer with, say, a drizzle of chocolate is very good with these. Put a little layer of chocolate so you actually see it in there. And then another little dash of ice cream on top.
He's making a layered sundae. So he's
I like
got
it.
Some cherries and chocolate.
Parfait action on that one. Very
Yeah.
nice.
We
Parfait
just
glass.
ran out to the car, Bob. He'll drive over and pick that up, okay?
Yeah.
I was
Come
gonna
on
say,
over.
you guys live close enough to share all of these? Like, can you like
I
hand them
know,
out?
we
I
wish.
can't do all these myself, so come on over.
Unfortunately, no.
About 15 minutes apart, all of us, but that's all right.
And then you can
make
jazz
it
it up with a little bit of whipped cream.
Ooh. You've got the official like
Yeah.
door whipped cream thing too, Chip. I mean, we had the you know.
Well, that's what I have.
Well,
I have
it's
just
version.
the regular, I stole it from our factory.
The cherry on top, and so now you have a layered sundae with Amarena cherries that are soaked in spirits, a little bit of brandy, and a little bit of chocolate in the middle as a surprise, giving you a very nice look for an elegant party or just an indulgent stay-at-home sundae.
I was just saying, an elegant Sunday in
Wow.
Bob's kitchen.
So
That is
that's my sundae for the day, and
That's what,
now all I gotta do is figure out how to eat these.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna
Start
have a
digging in.
Someone check on
Imagine
Bob for
wait-
like an hour.
When you're an empty nester, you can do these extra fancy, right? We
That's
barely
right.
get the ice cream in the
I don't
bowl.
recommend having kids around when you do this.
Right.
I was gonna say you made the adult version of the sundae, which
Right.
Right.
Right, exactly. We get the kids only.
Pretty darn good. Yeah.
that's okay. Quinn now is just totally figured out that she doesn't need any of the sundaes, and she's just going straight into the pint, which is fine.
Perfect.
Right. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that, right? Sheesh, yeah.
But
I've
that's what.
actually got a koozie. I've got one of the Graeter's koozies right now.
Oh, hello. Are you
I
with
bet
ice
Chip
cream?
has one.
Well, she's kind of the smartest one because the ice cream just plain is pretty darn good.
Right? There you go. You need what? Oh, you need
Who wants to use around his Buckeye Blitz right now?
Buckeye
and,
Blitz?
he's going at it.
Buckeye's the best.
Oh, Buckeye is pretty good. I've got one of those
It's really good.
somewhere. Which one? One of these.
That's my daughter's favorite
Oh, you
flavor
can
is the
find-
Buckeye Blitz too.
Oh, really,
So
Kate? I didn't know that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like Buckeye Blitz and like strawberry. We have a pint of strawberry.
Ooh.
Do you guys like any weird combinations of your ice creams? Like if you're gonna make like a 2 different flavor sundae, is there anything that I should
Yeah.
try?
Yes,
well,
I do.
the classic
That's
is
always a good combo.
plain vanilla with bittersweet topping and plain chocolate with marshmallow topping. That's my favorite sundae.
But she's asking about weird. The best
That's as weird as I get.
the best flavor combination for ice cream flavors is black cherry chocolate chip and chocolate fudge brownie or whatever they call it now. That is the best ice cream flavor combination. And then you put bittersweet chocolate or chocolate
Oh
stuff.
my.
It's kind of like a German forest cake or
It's
something.
so
I
good.
really like the Black Forest cake we're making.
Black Forest cake?
Have you tried that?
That's secret. Don't tell anybody that
No,
yet.
are there any?
It's
Yeah,
secret.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
is that a secret flavor that's coming out?
Spill the
Bob,
beans.
are you spilling the
He spilt the beans. Jeez.
Every summer we have secret flavors that come out.
Secrets.
And this is our 150th year, so we were working hard on coming up with a couple of special flavors to celebrate our 150th year in business.
That's awesome. So that's this year. I know business is weird right now for literally everybody. Yeah. How's it been for you guys? I know obviously your shops are still open. Everybody's keeping the social distance and like kind of putting the sign on their door. But I know I obviously today with the rain, but like on a nice day, people are still wanting to go out and wander around and get
Right.
some ice cream. How's it going for you guys?
Well, you kind of hit it. It's been weird, but we've adjusted. So Chip's team really, we have 55 retail stores and they've all adjusted to carry out and curbside delivery, and a few of them have drive-throughs, and I wish they all did. Right,
We
Chip?
wish they all had drive-throughs.
No, my friends at work were like, "Have you tried?" Allison Rogers, our weekend evening meteorologist, wanted to go get Graeter's the other night, and the one in her neighborhood is a drive-through, and she was like, "Whoa!" So they drove across town to the other one that had a drive-through. Same thing, cars down the road. So yeah.
So we're adjusting. I mean, it's definitely been a challenge, but the team has got everything marked off in the store, and we've got limitations on the number of people. And,
Right.
we just really are trying to work through it.
Well, everybody's kind of rolling with the punches, and I think ice cream just in general is that taste of normal. Like this is our normal tradition. This is something that makes you feel kind of settled. So
It's comfort
all I
food.
wanted last week was a milkshake. I was like, I need to go and get myself a big old milkshake, and that was like what was going to make me feel okay last week.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, ice cream is really the quintessential comfort food, and I think it's kind of the reassurance that times are tough, but we're going to get through this, and that's what we're going to just keep doing. Keep calm, carry on, and have a Sunday.
Yeah.
Or Monday.
Sunday, Monday, but literally
Which is
day-
Monday.
Sunday through
Every day.
Saturday.
Sunday through Saturday. Exactly. I like that. That's awesome. Sunday. And if you guys are watching this on Facebook right now, make sure if you are inspired to be super fancy with your sundaes or super basic with your sundaes, or just dive head first into a pint like this one right here, use the hashtag. Use our hashtag StayAtHomeSunday. And I think you lovely Graeters people have a contest or some sort of way that people could have Graeters magically show up at their front door?
Graeter's
Yeah.
delivery. What?
I'm sure we do.
Yes, they do.
And our crack marketing team knows exactly what's going to
The
happen.
marketing team is not on here, but they're like, yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
Stay at home Sunday for a chance to win a free shipment of ice cream from Graeters.
Fantastic.
Keep on eating, Quinn. Yeah, they're like, what? What are we doing? That's what you're doing. And
Randy,
my
some of the
mom's
best
probably
pictures.
watching this.
I've
And
been watching. Oh, go ahead.
that's okay.
That's
I'm
the
pretty
best
sure my mom's
pictures.
watching this, and she'll know she's gonna get Mother's Day Graeters. That's in 2 weeks.
Oh.
So my mom lives in New Hampshire, and I can't obviously ever really see her on Mother's Day, but 6 pints of ice cream says I love you, I think.
Oh, it sure does. Thank you.
We send a lot of ice cream on Mother's Day. That's one of our
Oh,
big
for sure.
holidays. But our shipping ice cream during this time has really been picked up. We're shipping out probably 2 or 3 times what we normally ship this time of year.
Well, I mean,
All
it's
across
like
the
right now
country.
getting a delivery is like the coolest thing ever. So like, ooh, who's here? What am I? Uh-oh, you're okay, buddy.
Thank goodness for UPS and the Postal Service, Amazon Prime. It seems like every day we have a new package at the door. I'm like, oh,
What did you
man,
order?
golly. So, but it's really been great on Instagram, seeing everybody's pictures of them enjoying Graeters and ice cream, and that's been really great. It's good to see.
That's awesome. Here you go.
So-
As I pop out there.
So I think somebody's saying it's dinner time. Almost.
This doesn't count as dinner. This is all I'm making tonight. I don't know about you guys. Like I feel like
No,
this is probably okay.
Not us. I'm saying our
Somehow
furry,
you'll never get away with that.
our furry friend is saying it's getting close.
Oh, yes.
He's letting us know.
They do. Well, these two are getting they're totally becoming mixologists now. We've got blackberry jam on s'mores with marshmallows. But that's what it works for schools anyway. Both these lovely kiddos, their preschool teacher is a part-time employee at your Deerfield store. So they love going in there, getting a hug from their preschool teacher that they don't see anymore, and making their own milkshake flavors. Typically, it's like cotton candy and mango, and just something I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. But they are all about the experimenting, because I guess that's what you do when you're 5 and 7 years old.
Blueberries? I'm taking some lunch.
Ooh, get that hot fudge, buddy. Go for it.
Also, I'm giving you some blueberries, okay?
This is definitely turning into dinner at my house. Just so you guys know. I knew
won't
as soon
tell.
as they got the spoons, we're going off the rails. But oh, and guys, we have sprinkles too.
Oh,
I'm on ice cream right now.
fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh,
Healthy
Randy,
Mom of the Year award.
you get it for sure.
And you right here.
Thank you for hosting us today. You've been
Yeah,
a wonderful.
Thank you guys
host.
for playing along. This is so much fun. We're gonna keep on going. So if you're watching this, whether you're watching it live or on the Facebook page, again, hashtag Stay at Home Sunday, and there will be information up on the social media pages on how you could win Graeters to show up on your doorstep. And you could also have a fun Sunday fun day party. Any day that ends in Y really is fine, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully everybody has a fun Sunday. Stay safe. Enjoy your ice cream. Chip, Richard, Bob, all your families.
Thank
guys
you.
so much.
Thanks, you guys.
See you guys in the shop soon.
Enjoy dinner.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.